What's up, guys? They still don't care about the traffic signals or endangering the public, so I guess we'll have to continue. I was just standing down here watching, not filming or anything, just minding my own business, watching what was going on, and they're still not caring, so I guess we're gonna have to do this some more. I have a babysitter now, though. He just pulled in a few minutes ago and parked there. He's sitting in the truck. I feel special. Hi, Tammy. Yeah, I was just hanging around and wandering around town and watching these guys, and I thought we were going to be all right because, I thought maybe they learned, but after standing here for a couple of minutes, I wasn't even live streaming. I was watching videos, and they've decided to keep up their stuff still. I have a babysitter now, though. He just pulled in the truck, and he's sitting there with me. Let's make him work a little bit, and we'll walk down to the other end. Oh, I got a little tidbit of information when I was having the discussion with I'm going to keep his name out of it for now, but I was having a discussion with an officer earlier today, and I asked about the patrol cars running all the time. And I asked if the patrol cars running all the time. His reasoning was because they have the computers in there. If they shut the cars off and shut them down, the computers go dormant, and then if they have a emergency situation or if they have to take off in the cars relatively quickly or something, it takes them a decent amount of time to reboot the computers. I don't know how true that is, but that's his story anyway. But yeah, these guys still don't want to abide by the law. I haven't even been filming or doing any live streaming. I've just been wandering around watching them. And 2254. That's 2254. I'm just watching them, and they just don't want to bother following the rules. Okay, well, he came to a complete stop and then turned his turn signal on, so I guess we'll count that as a... I just wish they would do this when I'm not here, or when they realize I'm watching. But as soon as I turn my live stream on, they know. The officer I spoke with today told me, yeah, they keep up on my live streams and watch all my videos, so... Yes, always documenting. Always documenting. Uh-oh. They brought the dogs. I don't know if you guys can hear him barking or not, but apparently there's a canine officer that just pulled in here. Sounds like a dog mode. That's funny. Sorry. That dog's very angry in there. Oh, second son, you want to see the... I don't know how well you can see it. Let me see if I can put a little bit of light on it there. Can you see that? That thin blue line, yeah, there's a decent shot of it. That thin blue line goes all the way down this road, all the way from the stop sign down here, all the way down the road, all the way to the traffic light down there. And it's, okay. Is that the blue line you were talking about, second son? Boy, they must have told that police dog who I was, because he sounds pissed off at me. Right? Not only did we buy the blue paint, Ben, but the officer I spoke with this afternoon, the labor.
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. How are you tonight?
How you doing?
Awesome. My viewers think you must have let the dog know who I was, because he sounds very angry at me.
He wanted to meet you. I told him.
Yeah, let's
some
pass
canine
it.
stickers, man.
Oh, thank you.
There you go, man. You have a Merry
Cool.
Christmas.
You
okay?
too, sir.
All right. You on YouTube Live?
Yes.
How do you do that?
It's just a live stream. Yeah, it's you go on YouTube and it gives you the opportunity to post videos or to go live. Hey guys, if you got anything to say, Officer.
Try that one. See if you can get that right on the first try.
Rathel?
Yeah, that's good.
Officer Rathel is watching my chat right now. If you guys would like to say anything to him, go ahead.
How you guys doing? Oh man, that's not nice, Bama.
Apparently they're going to plead their Fifth Amendment right.
That's all right. All right. Hope you guys all have a Merry Christmas. Have a good night.
You too. Hey, could you do me a favor? Tell you guys to stop at the stop sign and use their turn signals. I'm getting tired of standing out here at night. Appreciate it. Oh, there'll be plenty of them coming this way in a minute, but how's it going?
How are you tonight?
I'm good.
Ready for Christmas?
Oh, I'm always ready for
your shopping
Christmas.
done?
Oh, I don't do
Your
shopping.
video's cutting in and out. Restart your phone.
Okay.
You got a terrible connection, brother.
Oh boy. Well, that's partially your building that messes with me.
That ain't my building. It's your building.
That was Officer Neese. He's inside. I don't know if you guys caught that or not, but he's inside watching my live stream. He just came out to tell me that I need to shut this down and restart it because I have bad signal and bad live feed. So they're inside watching the video, watching my live stream right now. That was funny. It was actually that was the mayor's son, Officer Neese. Our current mayor is Tim. I think it's Tim Neese, and that's his son that just came out to let me know that I had a bad feed going. Can you guys hear and see everything okay? Okay, thank you, second son. Apparently he just wanted to, let me know that they were in there watching it, so it's all good. Might be, you know what, if they're in there watching it on their cell phones, maybe it's their phones that are the problem inside that building. Uh, yes, Jaded. He was present at that situation. Yeah, yeah, he was there. Oh, thanks, Eastern Community Watch, but I'd rather have a nice cup of hot chocolate or a coffee. I told you, guys, I wasn't joking. They keep close tabs on my YouTube feeds and stuff. I don't know if you guys saw that or not, but let me see if I can get a good picture of it. Oh, I don't know if we can get. Oh, that's not too bad. That's not too bad right there, but yeah, that's.
You got it wrong, man. That wasn't even Officer Neats.
Oh, it wasn't?
No.
No.
Come on, man. You gotta know who we are.
It's hard. I'm sorry, but it's hard to keep track with,
Put that sticker on the back of your phone. Need some publicity, man.
Okay. Well, see, I wouldn't be able to because it's got so it wouldn't work. But I'll find someplace.
Right.
Maybe I'll put it on my.
How much video can you get on a full charge?
Oh, I can go for. YouTube will cut me off after 2 hours, and then I have to restart it.
So how long have you been going?
So far, I've been going for 12 minutes and 14 seconds.
Oh.
But yeah, I can. After 2 hours, YouTube will, stop it, and then I can restart it. But on a charge, I can go all day. It does.
Kinda
It does.
boring, man. You're not bored?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
If I find some more interesting stuff for your video, I'll let you know.
I appreciate that. Hey, maybe we can arrange a ride along or something. Wanted me to ask you a question.
Me specifically?
You specifically.
Oh, from earlier in the comments?
Well, yeah,
Is
sort
Bama
of.
on there?
Yeah.
Bama, where you at?
Bama's still here. Actually, it's Second Son Media.
I don't know.
Okay, he's looking at the chat again, guys. So, but it's Second Son Media wants to know about the blue line down the middle of the road.
Well, what about, if you go, that's our thin blue line, in law enforcement, you got thin blue line. If you go down here to East Street, there's a red line for the fire department.
Okay.
Have you seen that?
I haven't seen that one.
Take your
no.
phone down there and show them.
I'll get, the thing is,
and give these people their money's worth.
Right, but the fire department doesn't give us traffic tickets and then run stop signs.
I know,
the
they're
fire
awesome.
Department, right?
People, man.
You know where
they
I'm
put
going
out
with that,
fires
right?
And they save you.
Right, you know where I'm going with that, right? But
I've never given you a ticket.
I've never received a ticket. The only thing that I've had happen to me in this town so far is Officer. Oh, what the heck was his name? What was his name, Kim? Officer Ulanowitz. Ulanowitz. You can thank Ulanowitz for me being here, by the way.
All right. I might see him here in a little bit.
Because I'm doing this because he came to my house and I told him to get. He knocked on the door. I opened the door.
Yeah.
Wanted to talk to me. I told him to get the hell off my property. I stepped out on my porch and he arrested me for public intox. So yeah, anybody got any questions for our K9 officer while he's still available for a minute?
Take note, I gotta get going, but I'll be back here shortly.
We may or may not be here. We'll be everywhere. Just so you guys know, we're not just standing here. We're at the traffic lights on our streets. We're watching from everywhere. You missed it, Bama. Or no, I'm sorry, that's Eastern Community Watch. You missed your opportunity with him. He took off. Apparently the officer that came out and let me know that I had a bad feed, that wasn't Officer Neese. Apparently I got him mixed up, so I'm not sure who that one was. I didn't catch the name. It's hard to keep track, Badges and guns, they all look alike. Is it buffering? Now it's buffering, huh? Tammy, I'll talk to you about that one in private later. I'm not really gonna. I'll talk to you about that one in private later. But the thing is, they seem to be getting a little bit more friendly. Some of them anyway. But I think it's just a con job. But that's just my POS. Second son is piece of shit. But that's just my opinion, is that they're just, trying to pretend to be nice. But I can guarantee you they hate the fact that I'm here. They really do. Oh, Ben, yeah, I'm making sure they understand that I'm not going away. And I want them to understand also, yeah, I come down here because this is a good place to have lots of encounters with lots of them and get a general idea on their attitudes and their state of minds and whatnot. But, I just want them to understand that we're all over this town. We're watching them from a lot of different places, not just here. Yes, I'm the only one that's down here and standing between their cars and their door and speaking with them. Oh, buffering again. Exactly, Ben. Exactly. And I don't necessarily consider them all enemies, but
How you doing, big guy?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. How you doing tonight? How you enjoying this weather?
Oh, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. How about yourself?
You know what? You can't complain for December in Indiana, right?
Exactly.
Pretty
Although
good
it would be nice to have some snow for Christmas, but it
For
doesn't look
Christmas,
like
it
that's
would
going to happen.
It would be.
But my heating bill loves it.
This isn't bad at all. We sleep
Yep.
with the windows open. at my
Yep.
house a little bit.
Oh wow. Yeah, I can't go that far.
No, it's all right though. It's always beautiful up north, isn't it? North of the river.
I
Isn't that
don't
where you
know
live
about-
at?
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I'm just.
It's always
Yeah,
nice
you guys
and
know where I
warm
live.
up there.
You guys know where I live. But I'm originally from northern Michigan,
Where at?
up by the Traverse City area.
Okay. All right. Cool.
And this weather down here is like Florida to me compared to that.
I'm sure. That's cool. Good.
We got another one willing to chat a little bit. Any questions, guys? Be nice. I'm going to let him look at the screen. This is Officer
Corporal Clays.
This is Corporal Clays. Okay, he's looking at the screen, guys. Any questions? Friends close and enemies close. Yep.
Enemies.
Oh, Bama's going to plead the fifth.
Oh, come on, Bam. I heard you were talking earlier to one of my guys.
Okay, here's one. Why is there a disconnect between you guys and the public?
You know what? There is a big disconnect between us and the public.
Okay.
And it stinks because the majority of people don't get to see and interact with us on a daily basis.
And like I had a discussion earlier with an officer, a lot of what we see and interact with you is normally negative.
Right.
I mean, we don't necessarily get to see. I know. We all know that you guys do good things. You protect people,
Right.
and such. But most of what we see and find out about is the negative. But our biggest thing is basically or my biggest thing. I'm not necessarily going to talk for these guys,
Sure,
but my
sure.
biggest thing is the hypocritism. I don't know if I can say that word right, but
yeah. Sure.
You guys, how many videos do I have of you guys blowing through these stop signs and not using turn signals?
You know
But
what?
how many tickets have been handed out to pedestrians or civilians for doing the same thing?
I agree with you. You know, we've got to watch what we're doing.
Mhm.
You know, how can
I mean-
we are hypocrites if we're out doing the same thing, not policing ourselves. How can we hand out tickets to people?
Exactly.
You know,
and
but you gotta
everybody's
remember-
human. I know where you're going. Oh, my light's on. Sorry
Oh,
about
you're
that.
all right.
Everybody's human. Everybody does things, but the
Sure.
thing is, we expect you guys to hold yourselves, and we are going to hold you to a higher standard
Right.
because you're enforcing the laws on us and the rules on us.
Sure.
I mean, somebody gets a ticket for rolling through a stop sign,
Right.
and then they go to court and they pay a couple $100 in court costs and all this stuff, and it comes out of their family budget and stuff. And then what do they see? The next thing they see a police officer rolling through a stop sign.
Ticks you off, doesn't
Do you
it?
think that? Yeah, that's why you guys get the hate that you get from a lot of people.
Sure.
You know,
and encounters like we're having right now, that doesn't make the news, right?
exactly. It doesn't.
The
Well,
short
actually, it is
encounters-
now.
well,
Actually, it
this-
is
this,
now.
Luckily, right? But the encounters that we have negatively with people,
Mhm.
that's what makes the news. Because why? Because people want to watch that.
Right. It's about the drama.
Stories
It's about the
right.
you know.
Stories like this aren't sexy to the public.
Exactly. Well,
Bad stories
yeah.
are, you know, and like every profession, every job, there's the majority of people do it right and do it good.
Mhm.
And there's always going to be, no matter what, there's always going to be people.
Well,
that do the
and I
same
hate to
thing.
tell you this, but you guys actually have a reputation now as being classified as the worst police department in the state of Indiana.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? We're still going to put our boots on every day. We're still going to put our guns on.
Right.
Come in and work.
Right.
We're still going to protect everybody the same.
Yep.
That's it. That's all we can do.
Yeah.
Because what if we took that to heart? If we're the worst police
Mhm.
department in the state, we took that to heart, we'd sit and we'd do nothing.
And
wouldn't
I mean,
respond to
we're
nothing.
basically going by statistics, by what we're hearing. Okay, and you know a lot of the stuff we're hearing. The two officers on suspension for and being charged with beating up the guy. There's one of your officers was in a police car last week, riding around Elkhart, firing weapons out of the
From what I
vehicle
read,
with a
he-
drunk driver.
From what I read, he wasn't in a police car.
No, they weren't in a police car. It was a civilian car, but it was
Right.
3 police officers.
You had said they were in a police car.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, no, they were in a civilian car,
Obviously,
but
I
three
can't mention-
three police.
mention much
Right,
about
because that I understand,
ongoing
and
stuff.
I'm not asking questions. I'm just pointing out what we see and what we hear,
Right.
and why we have the outlook we do. And then, you know, this is the first night that you guys have ever actually been willing to discuss anything with me, or even, you know, most of the time I get the "don't you have anything better to do? Get the hell out of here" type stuff, which it is what it is, you know. But I mean, we're not
We get to
I'm
wear
not.
this uniform for 8 hours.
right.
And outside of that 8 hours, the 16 other hours,
Right.
we're just like everybody else.
Okay, here's a question. So when you're not wearing that uniform, you're not a police officer.
Well, we're always going to keep ourselves to the standards off duty, like we're still on duty. You understand? Carry ourselves the same way. If something happens when we're off duty at Walmart, at some kind of store, we're still going to respond the same way.
Okay.
We're going to assist the people in any way they need. The
Okay.
majority of the time, a guy.
I can answer that one for you, Eastern Community. Okay, I'll ask though. Eastern Community Watch wants me to ask you, do you think that the blue line flag is a desecration of the American flag?
No. Why would it be a desecration to the American flag?
I'm just
No, I know you're
repeating the question.
That's rhetorical, I guess.
Mhm.
What?
Well, I guess what he, you know, and what I hear a lot of is it's the American flag. It's supposed to unite
Right.
all Americans,
Sure.
and the police department has taken that flag and put a blue line. What does that blue line stand for?
So is the United States Marine Corps flag a desecration of the United States flag? Is the U.S. Army flag a desecration of the United States flag?
As far as I'm aware, they're completely different flags. It's not a stars and stripes.
So a
We're
black-
talking about the stars and stripes flag.
Oh, the blue line flag like that. That I
Right.
can speak for. I'm
Okay.
talking about the one that we show and we represent, which is the all black flag with the blue line through it. That's what you'll see at police departments.
We see a lot of American stars and stripes
Police
flags
department?
at police departments all over the country.
But
At
not
this
ours.
one,
We have a black flag with a blue line through it.
yeah. Come to think of it, guys, I don't think I've seen the stars and stripes with the blue line through it in this city.
But not,
yeah, we
not
have
the police
seen
department.
that. But as far as the police department, no. Another question I have.
Sure.
What do you think about that plaque in the lobby?
Which one?
The plaque that says, "And on the 8th day, God looked at his creation and decided he needed a protector, so he made a police officer."
Well, I personally haven't seen it because I don't go to the lobby.
Okay.
Because I work 3 to 11, so I'm not here usually when the
Right.
lobby's open.
Okay. Well, that's
My
bolted on the wall, right inside your lobby.
Sure.
It says
okay.
God made a police officer on the 8th day to protect what he created.
Okay. So what is my personal opinion about it?
Sure.
I can't because I'm working.
Understood. See, the Fifth works both ways, guys. The Fifth Amendment works both ways.
All right, my man. I'm gonna grab my cup out of my car.
All right, be safe. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm having trouble reading your name there. It's McKeeper something Garden. I don't know. I mean, me personally, I think that's wrong to take the Stars and Stripes flag and put a blue stripe down the center of it to represent them. And you know, as far as the plaque in the lobby about God made a police officer on the 8th day, well, you heard him. He can't discuss that while he's on duty. Yeah, yes, Kim, they are, and you know, it is actually making me more nervous. They're being friendly and nice. I don't know. It's just take a little bit to get used to, I suppose. But it is nice. And this interaction tonight might have something to do with the conversation I had earlier today off the record. But I don't know. Oh, Rose Garden. I'm always nice. Well, okay, maybe not, but I give what I get. Not sure what you mean, Kim. I hear you need to let me know what. Hi, Gray Dude. Oh, Mystery's here? I didn't catch Mystery. Sorry, Mystery. I have a big problem with watching the chat. I wish my stupid chat would scroll like it's supposed to. It would make it easier, but I have to keep hitting it with my finger. Oh, yeah, you can come up and get me. Just pull up in front. Hey, bring me a cigarette, would you? Interesting evening. And again, I'm wondering if my hour-long conversation. Oh, I don't know how many of you know about that, but I was out here earlier this afternoon. I wasn't filming or anything. I was starting to film, and I ran into an officer, and he said he wouldn't talk to me, or could not talk to me really much on film. But I shut the camera down, and we stood there for a good hour and had a very interesting chat. He gave me his opinions and takes on certain situations, and I explained to him why we feel the way we do, and some of the things I brought up to him. He came back and said, well, you know, this is why we have to do things this way, and this is why we have to do things this way, which made sense to a degree, but was also, I mean, still the us against them thing. But it was definitely an hour well spent. I got to have a nice conversation and some honesty and transparency, and you know, it went more than, I think it went a little more than just a professional police officer saying, hey, this, and this. We actually agreed with some of each other's perspectives and opinions, and it was okay. I'm not sure what that means, Rose Garden. Oh, you mean if I start writing them tickets for running the stop signs? Yeah, that would be interesting. Hi, Real Jingy. It's been an interesting evening. Anybody that's late to the party after I post this video will have to go back and watch. It's been interesting. We've had some interesting conversations with some people this evening. Well, you tell me, Eastern Community Watch, in the last year that I know of off the top of my head right now, and this is just what I can tell you off the top of my head right now, there has been 3 officers. They were process servers. They were suspended for embezzlement. There has been a detective that was charged with felony stalking and harassment for breaking into his estranged wife's house and causing some problems there. There has been 2 officers suspended for beating a handcuffed man to the point where he had to go to the hospital, be taken to the emergency room in the ambulance. There has been a officer suspended approximately a week ago because he was riding around in a car over in Goshen with 2 Goshen police officers, and they were firing their weapons inside of the moving car. Yesterday, there was an Elkhart officer arrested for causing a multi-car accident, and then they found that he was under the influence. The chief of police has been suspended without pay for 1 month, and then during that suspension period, he was requested by the city to resign his position, which he did. So, yeah, they if they're not the worst on record, they've got to rank right up there with it. And the thing is, that list I just gave you, that's the stuff we know about at the moment. That's the stuff that's been in the newspapers and TV media, you know, those guys. So what we don't know about is hard to say, but that's out of 130 officers. This department employs 130 officers, and what is that? That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's like 10, including the police chief. 10 or 11 out of the 130 that have been, if not charged with criminal charges, at the very least suspended or forced into resignation. And like I said, that's just what we know about. So yeah, what we know about is the key there. Yeah, Noman, I'm good. It's actually been a pretty decent night. When you get a chance, go back and watch this video. There was a couple of them that actually were willing to come out and talk with me. Well, in the discussion I had with the officer earlier this afternoon, off the record, he's a 12-year plus veteran of this police department, and basically one of his statements was, you know, a lot of the officers we have are 20-something-year-old officers, and you know, it just with youth and inexperience comes the bad end of the stick, so to speak. Noman, I'll for the next 2 days or 2 days, I'll give you a text either later on this evening or tomorrow. And oh yeah, that's a good question, Bama. That's a very good question. But I'll text you or call you later on, Noman, and we'll see what we can figure out. Ah, okay. Then yeah, I'd be interested. Still got some stuff to figure out with Goshen too. I'm very disgruntled with them at the moment. They're doing some dirty with the homeless situation. I don't know how many of you heard my other video, but the city of Goshen, the mayor claims to have solved the homeless issue. What he's doing, he's giving them bus tickets to leave the city. And what he's doing is he's sending them, excuse me, he's sending them to Elkhart on the bus, where supposedly they're supposed to be able to stay at the Faith Mission. But what they don't publicize is before they can go stay at the Faith Mission, they have to go to the police department. They have to have valid identification, go to a police department and have a background check and check for warrants before they're allowed to go to the Faith Mission to sleep overnight. They're claiming that there's a warming shelter over there for them, but what they're not telling you is that they can only go to the warming shelter during the daylight hours, and only when the temperature is 0 degrees. Just a whole lot of stuff that goes along with it. Plus the fact that I've asked, I made some phone calls to the mayor's office today. Nobody even knows where the warming shelter is. So they're basically blowing smoke up our butts, trying to say that they're doing they're doing what they can and they're helping and everything, but it's just a dog and pony show, and they're not actually doing anything. Right, exactly, Real Jingy. Exactly. I completely agree, Mark Miller. I completely agree. No, the shelter that they send them to over here, the Faith Mission, it's actually it's a homeless shelter. It's been established for quite some time. They do a lot of good, but they also are a private entity. They're not city ran or city funded, and they do have a lot of rules and regulations. Which, when I talk to them, and when Second Son talked to them, basically their reasoning for requiring all the background checks and the all that stuff is because they house families and children at that location too. So, but you know, part of my thing with it is, okay, how many homeless guys out there have valid identification and, you know, social security card on them and stuff like that to be able to walk into the police department and get a background check done on them if they're willing to do it for a warm place to sleep overnight? How many of them have that paperwork that they need to be able to do it? Yes, the police are in here, but these are Goshen, or I'm sorry, these are Elkhart officers that are in here, and the place that we're trying to get help for the homeless is actually in Goshen, which Elkhart actually has a system and stuff set up to assist the homeless, but Goshen has nothing. Nothing helped out with by the city. The city is trying to take credit, but every place in Goshen that assists the homeless at all are all private foundations, companies, churches. You know, none of them are affiliated. There's no city affiliation whatsoever. I agree, Tammy. That's a good question, Mark. That's a good question. I don't know. All right. Okay, guys, my escape vehicle is here, and I think well, we know what's going to happen. They're going to run some stop signs and stuff. But, hey, you guys in there, I know you're still watching. Just because I'm going to go away doesn't mean it's okay to come out here and blow through these stop signs and not use your turn signals. We're going to leave your honesty up to you. And by the way, you never know when we're going to be watching and where we're going to be watching from. So, accountability and transparency, fellas. That's all we want. If you guys cooperate with us on that, we'll be a lot easier to deal with. Thanks for stopping by, Gray Dude. Yeah. I know, mystery. They actually have, and I don't know that they use them to give out traffic tickets or anything, but a lot of the street lights actually have cameras on them. I've never heard of anybody getting a traffic ticket from a camera, but there's also, I mean, there's a camera right there. There's a camera right there. So there's cameras here that can see them doing it, but you know, they just don't think they have to abide by them, or there's Always some sort of reasoning or excuse. And see, I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but right over here, there's a camera on there. A lot of the traffic signals, not as many downtown, but out in other areas, a lot of traffic signals have cameras on them. Like I said, I've never heard of anybody getting a running a stop sign ticket or anything like that from a traffic cam. So it kind of makes me wonder why all the money was spent to put them up there. But that's another question for another level on the food chain, I guess. Yes, Mark. Well, and the thing is, I've caught it on my camera. And I've walked into the police station and said, hey, look at all your cars running the stop signs and violating traffic regulations. And it's excuses and, you know, no accountability. Sergeant Huff is the worst offender. He's supposedly in charge. He told me one day, I'll take care of it. And then a week or two later, when I came back and said, hey, you didn't take care of it, he said, I don't know what you're talking about. We never had a conversation. And it's like, it's all on film, dumbass. So, you know, it is what it is, guys. But I'm living here for a long time, and I'll be out here for a long time, guys. So follow the rules and regulations and laws that you enforce on us. And I'm talking to the officers watching right now. Follow the rules and regulations and laws that you enforce on us, and it'll be a lot easier to get along. Okay, guys, I'm gonna head for home and get some dinner. I appreciate you all very much for joining me, and hopefully you got some entertainment out of this. Anybody that missed the first part of it, please rewatch the video. It was an interesting evening. I actually got some decent interactions, had some interesting conversations, which I guess they're going on the same principle as we do. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. So I don't know if that's it, or if they're just happy to talk to me because they got some sort of plan to deal with me, or not sure. But it does make me just a tiny bit nervous that all of a sudden it's like a switch was flipped, and they're very, very nice and pleasant and stuff. Maybe it had something to do with the chat I had for an hour with the officer earlier today. We'll never know. Okay, guys, until the next one, all you guys stay safe, and if you have any suggestions on how I can improve and whatnot, and of course hindsight's 2020. I'm gonna get home and sit there for 20 minutes and I'm gonna go, oh shoot, I should have asked this, I should have said this, I should have. But if you've got any suggestions or critiques or complaints, feel free to leave them in the comment section. I keep an eye on all that, and I would love to hear from you guys. Have a good night, guys.